Trump using absolute power right out of the gate to free more than 1,000 people.
Yeah, and they were convicted in the attack on the U.S. Capitol 4 years ago. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is here with Trump's decision on the heels of a controversial move by now former President Biden. Todd.
Yeah, Chris and Ashley, campaign watchers know President Trump said he would consider pardoning people connected to the January 6, 2021 breach of the nation's Capitol. But what some thought would be a case-by-case analysis has turned into a blanket order benefiting more than 1,500 people. Last night, President Trump pardoned, commuted the sentences of, or ordered cases be dismissed against all of the 1,500 people charged in connection with this attack on the U.S. Capitol 4 years ago on January 6th. Hours later, defendants were walking out of jails and removing prison monitoring devices.
It is an absolute unchecked power, and it's a chance to right wrongs.
NKU law professor John Vickers was surprised by the blanket pardon for J6 defendants, including those convicted of assaulting police officers.
Because Vice President Vance had suggested that there would be an individualized determination, and those who were involved in, say, acts of violence against police officers would not be pardoned.
Local attorney James Bogan was also surprised.
It's definitely unprecedented to see it being used this broadly. I mean, January 6th, you saw what Vice President Vance said, where he said anyone who committed violent acts there shouldn't be pardoned.
The decision involving J6 defendants followed controversial pardons former President Joe Biden issued to people who haven't been charged with a crime, including Liz Cheney, Dr. Anthony Fauci, and members of his own family.
These preemptive pardons, that's a whole nother frontier.
Back at NKU, Vickers said voters are the ones who paved the way for the pardons emanating from the White House.
That is how the vote came out. That is what the president chose to do, and it is a power that the Constitution makes clear is his and his alone.
Now, in addition to the blanket pardons, President Trump also told the Attorney General's office to start dismissing pending indictments against anyone still waiting to have their day in court in connection with the January 6th attack. Todd Dykes, WWT News 5.